It's time for the hottest show in America. It's time for the Rucker Show, where you get the 411 from A to Z, special guests, and much, much more. So buckle up for a wild, wild ride. The Rucker Show starts now.
Welcome to the Rucker Show. We got Seven the Poet.
Hey.
JJ on the mic.
Hey now.
Tammy Roman.
Hi.
And we got Raheem Devaughn. Big shout out. Yes, what's up? Big shout out to our new affiliates, Detroit, Michigan, WHPR 88.1 FM.
D-Town.
Yeah.
313. What's up?
313. So be sure to reach out to us on social media at Rucker Show on IG and Facebook. We are ready for the show.
Yes. We got a very special guest on the show today. He's an author. He is a filmmaker, right? Producer. Mm-hmm. He preaches all over the place.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Saving souls.
Saving souls. You see him on the live screen, the big screen. TD Jakes. Bishop TD Jakes is going to be on the show today.
Should have bought a Honda.
Wait, you should have bought a Honda? Is that what you said? You should have bought a Honda.
He got a Honda.
I heard you.
He
That
bought a
wasn't
Honda.
speaking in tongues.
He bought a Honda.
You
Two of them.
Yeah. Speaking
Y'all
to
so
existence,
stupid.
it's going to happen.
Ask Alice on the way. Tammy's take. Oh goodness, what's Tammy gonna be talking about today? I don't even know. Perrier Darling is coming up. We got hot topics on the way, and I'm excited because TD Jakes, he's a pretty big deal, right?
Man, when he started, I had a moment. I was starstruck a bit this morning when I paused. I was like, that's the voice in Mama house.
Yeah, I'm excited about that interview too. And there's a lot of good stuff going on with Hot Topics, so I want you guys to stick around.
We want a big shout out to all affiliates around the country, and our newest affiliate is WHPR 88.1 FM in Detroit, Michigan.
D-Town. Have you ever been to Detroit?
Oh man, I got a lot of experience in Detroit.
Really? What though?
I can't tell you.
Oh. Okay.
313, stand up.
Yeah.
Belle Isle in the building.
I used to date a guy from Detroit. He worked on the plant. That GM.
Yeah,
You have such a vast dating
History.
resume.
I do. But you know
Every
what's
time we say something, you go, I used
I
to
should
date.
no, but you know what's weird? Is I really have only dated 8 guys my entire life. I'm 40.
Oh.
Wow.
So,
So you're having to do it every 5 years. You're
you.
serial monogamous.
Thank you, Seven, for breaking
Well,
that down for me.
the question is, when did you first start dating? What age were you?
I started dating when I was
Be careful
18.
now.
18. So
yeah.
18.
So you did this in 20 years, meaning you been on speed rounds.
22 years.
You know what?
Let's leave JJ alone, bro.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I can't stand y'all.
It's all good. But yeah, I love Detroit. I used to stay right there in Greektown all the time.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the first time I saw snow.
Is in Detroit? Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I went outside and I hit some people with snowballs, and I was like, hit me back. Like, you see Sesame Street, they had a snowball fight.
No,
And
not in
fool,
Detroit.
you were in Detroit, you would get shot.
Things you don't do in Detroit. Rule number 1.
Yeah.
Ain't no snowballs, bitch.
So be sure to reach out to us on social media at Rucker Show on IG and Facebook. We are ready for a great show.
Yes, we are. We got a really special guest on the show today. He's a filmmaker. He is a best-selling author. You might even watch him on live stream on Sundays when you're trying to get your church in. We got Pastor Bishop TD Jakes is on the show today. Yes, I'm really excited about that.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Thank you. Ask Al is on the way. Tammy's take. We have Perrier Darling coming up. I'm actually channeling my inner Seven right now. Where y'all can't. Can y'all see me?
I can't see you.
You can't see me.
I
Can
can't
you?
see.
Al, did you call JJ?
No, it should be in a minute.
I got on my glasses today so I can hide.
We're at that segment we call Hot Topics. So, JJ, what we got going on?
So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but did you know that just 1 hour in the sun can send your sex life off the charts? Pay attention. Okay.
I ain't got to pay attention. I sleep outside.
You get all the sun. Is what you're
I
saying?
must be.
Explain that.
No, don't let him explain it.
No, I'm telling you to explain that. Why they say that?
So
I don't know too many dark brothers like hanging out in the sun like that.
Well,
do that.
Experts say that vitamin D, which you get an increased dose of when you are out in the sun, right, getting sun exposure, can change your sex drive. So it stimulates the release of testosterone in men, and then in women, it increases the level of estrogen, so that you have a better sex drive. Just 1 hour in the sun a day.
I mean, I be outside like I'm homeless.
Yeah, I stay outside a lot too.
That explains some things.
That explains it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it now.
Watch this.
I was born on the sands of Tahiti.
My arms are two-tone.
Well, that's because you let your arm hang out the car. Are you really out in the sun, or are you in the car?
I ride 10 speeds in the sun.
Well, I don't know. Pass it along to a friend if there's a person who needs it. Facebook is the most downloaded app. So, it's kind of hard to believe, because when you think of like the apps that you download, a lot of people who are younger, they don't really fool with Facebook like that. But despite that, Apple iTunes stores says that it is the most downloaded app.
Well, here's the thing. If you have Instagram and it's not a personal account and you are trying to really run a business from that thing or consider yourself a business account, they make you link it to your Facebook page. So if you don't have that, all of a sudden now you have to go download that. So I'm sure they figured out a way, since they're owned by the same company.
Right. Because the second most downloaded app is Facebook Messenger, because you have to download that in order to even chat with people, which is so ridiculous. The third most downloaded app is YouTube, and then Instagram, and then
Pornhub.
No, it's not Pornhub.
You don't need an app for Pornhub. I mean, I don't know if that's what somebody said.
Then it's WhatsApp, where you can talk to people across the country. Does any of you guys use WhatsApp when you go like overseas or anything?
Across the world.
Yeah. It's so convenient.
That's how I talk to my chicks in Brazil.
Yeah.
See?
You just told on yourself this time. I didn't even say nothing. I ain't say nothing.
I have women friends in Brazil.
Yeah, I know you got
That's
women
how I
friends
talk to them.
everywhere. Oh.
So nice of you, chick. Acknowledge that.
Okay, speaking of apps, Tinder adds loops to create more matches. So Tinder has introduced this new looping feature that lets users see this super brief video of their dating profiles. So, usually you just have the picture, right? And you just swipe. You just look at the picture. But now there's going to be like this little looping video so that you can get a better idea of people's personalities. Mm-hmm. What? I don't listen.
JJ, you got a Tinder.
Listen, let me tell you. I logged into Tinder one time, made an account, and then this guy, my coworker, said, that's just for sex. Like, people just want to have sex. And I was like, oh, crap. I didn't know that that's what it was.
So is it still active?
No, it's not. And then plus, I ain't trying to be funny, but people will recognize my face. So I don't do that unless I could probably do it out of town, though.
So you got a Tinder account, JJ, and you knew potentially that it could be no sex involved? Is what you said?
I didn't know that that's what it was used for.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you potentially. Sex didn't cross your mind?
No, it didn't. No, I did not think. Why does it have to be about sex? Like, why can't I just want to meet somebody?
JJ, none of us believe you.
Come on. Like, this is
and look at everybody. None of us believe you.
Y'all some haters.
About the millions of people listening.
Have you ever get on the dating app?
Y'all are some haters. I went on Match one time because I was
How long ago was this?
That was about
in one of them
8 years ago.
One of them increments.
Right?
That was like 8 years ago. Match for sex? No, like I'm trying to find a match. That's what it's called. I could just go to getsomsex.com.
Watch this, Raheem. So you trying to find a match? Why you ain't got a Christian Mingle account?
Because I already know what them Christians be doing.
Where your Christian mingle at?
What the Christians be doing?
Christians ain't no good either. I don't want to know.
We'll wait for the pastor to come in.
You know what?
Right.
Let's ask TD Jakes about this later. How about that? Anyway, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see, but The Rock is going to. He announced on his Instagram that Idris Elba is going to be the next villain in the Fast and Furious spinoff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love how The Rock announced this too, because he's like, every great hero needs a great villain, and I'm looking forward to that because, well, it's Idris Elba. I don't care what Idris Elba does on screen.
Well,
I'm here for it.
I don't feel like that. I'm a Fast and Furious fan. I'm a fan of the franchise. I guess this is what Tyrese was one of the things that he was going off about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm
He was going off about Idris
he
being
was
a part of it?
He was going off about the spinoff. So I already have a negative disposition because of what Tyrese was saying.
Well, what was he saying about the spinoff? He doesn't feel like they should have one?
They shouldn't have had a spinoff. Or if they should have had a spinoff, more people should have been included. Say if we family, let's move like family. It's the same kind of situation. I guess, The Rock is leaving the group.
Oh. Wow. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that probably happened that we don't know about behind the scenes.
Yeah, The Rock getting the big
because
check.
people real sensitive about this. Like, well, Tyrese, Yeah. Okay. So coming up, Tami's take.
What do you want me to do?
Perrier Darling is on the way, and we got Ask Al coming up in just a little bit. Plus, Bishop TD Jakes is on the show, so stick around. It's the Al Rucker Show.
We have author, filmmaker, and pastor TD Jakes joining us to talk about his powerful women's conference coming up in October. Great to have you on the show, Pastor.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure to be with you.
Right. So before we get started, I got a question. I'm just curious, whose sermons do you enjoy hearing to be fed besides yourself?
Oh, my gosh. There's so many people. Dr. Cynthia James is somebody I really enjoy. Bishop Noel Jones. There's just a host of them. Stephen Furtick. There's so many people out there that's really got a good word now. It's really exciting.
I just want to say it's an honor to be on the phone with you, sir. I mean, my mother, when she finds out I talked to you today, she's going to totally lose it. I had a question, Bishop. I wanted to ask you, if President Trump invited you to a meeting, would you attend? And if so, what spiritual advice would you give the president?
It depends on the nature of the meeting. I mean, there are some things where we have common ground of interest that I think really needs to be reckoned with, criminal justice reform and some things like that I'm very passionate about and that his administration has the control of that might facilitate a meeting. But it would have to be something that was really relevant to helping our community. And my spiritual advice would be that in the process of executing his duties, that he has to become much more concerned about the welfare of people, the safety of children, the bringing back together of families again, and taking the initiative of being an example for our country as it relates to the interaction between people rather than allowing divisions to persist under his watch.
That's good.
That's a good one. Pastor, another question I got. What is the biggest spiritual challenge facing Christians this day in our country?
I think it varies from person to person, depending on where you are in your walk with the Lord and what's going on in your life today. I think that we certainly have seen an illiteracy as it relates to the Bible perpetuating itself across the country. So I think that we've become more into the hype of the word than rather really the letter of the word and really studying the word. And any time there's a word deficit, then there's going to be an absence of joy and peace and deliverance and that sort of thing. But it really depends on what you're going through in your individual life. I don't think that there's one corporate problem that is inclusive of all believers.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that because with millennials, I was just thinking about this the other day. Now I watch more streaming online, streaming, which is great because I remember when streaming first happened, it was supposed to appeal to the military and the elderly, right? It was access for them who could not be at church. But now you see people who are like, I ain't going to church today. I'm just going to watch online. Do you feel like we're missing out on fellowship because we aren't getting into the church physically?
Yeah, I think you lose something by not being there. However, I would much rather people stream than not be fed at all.
Yeah.
There is something to be said about being in the room with other believers and the interaction with other people. And then there is this notion that when you're actually in the room, you can contribute to the atmosphere rather than receive the atmosphere. My only concern with streaming, and we have thousands of people that stream us, our Sunday morning service every Sunday at 9 a.m., and we play it all week long for people who want to stream later. But my only concern is when you're not in the room, you don't get to contribute to the atmosphere. And I'm afraid that we're raising up a generation of believers who come to get but not to give. And participation in the service is a part of the worship service. I'm not just talking about giving financially. I'm talking about giving praise, giving worship, encouraging other brothers and sisters, praying with them, teaching the children, being involved in the local church. You lose all of that. But the technology is really helping us to reach a demographic that we wouldn't otherwise be able to reach.
Yeah.
Well, Bishop, I visited Potter's house in Dallas. Would you consider opening a branch in an African nation or other countries?
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't matter where we go. I've just come back from Abuja in Nigeria. I was in London a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I would consider it anywhere. The funny thing about opening up other churches, it's finding competent leadership. Leadership is more than preaching, and I think today people think that preaching is all there is to leadership, but there's a lot more to it than that. Finding competent, stable, mature leadership, because opening up a church is a real investment, and you want to be able to have somebody at the helm of it that you can really count on to really lead and feed the flock appropriately. It's not finding a building, and it doesn't matter what country. It's the age-old biblical problem. Adam, where art thou? You're looking for a man or a woman with the competency to feed the flock.
Yeah. So right now you have Potter's house. There's L.A. and Denver, right?
Yes, there's Los Angeles, Denver. There's one in Fort Worth. There's one in North Dallas. And then there's the main campus here in Dallas. And I'm careful about putting our name on. I have a lot of people that I cover, other pastors who pastor different types of churches. But I'm kind of careful about where we put that name. It's kind of near and dear and very personal to me, and I want to put it in places where people have similar vision and similar passion, and there's a continuity. You know, like McDonald's, you don't want to go to one McDonald's and they're selling ribs, and the other McDonald's is selling fish sandwiches.
Yes.
You know, there needs to be a continuity of vision.
Yes, you got to be careful with that. If you are just tuning in, you are listening to Bishop T.D. Jakes on the show today, on the Al Rucker Show. Bishop, you know, you have this women's conference that's coming up in October. I have a question that one of my friends told me to ask that when I told her that I was talking to you today. Her question was, how do you determine the difference between a man who is truly walking with God or just mimicking what the walk looks like?
You know, that's a very good question. I think that there's a certain amount of discernment that is necessary. It is a difficult thing because there's very little difference between somebody who is just being an imposter and somebody who's just young in the Lord and growing in the Lord. It really takes a lifetime to really walk with God. And none of us are finished products, and I think sometimes we're looking for something that we are not ourselves in terms of finished and completely mature and developed. But I'm proud to say that our church is 50% men, and they're I'm not saying they're perfect men, but they're faithful to church and faithful to Bible class, and there is an uprising of men that are seeking God. If he won't pray with you, he won't stay with you.
Yeah. Well, I might need to come to the Potter's house so you can introduce me to some of them.
No.
What?
We're not going to use the church as a hookup.
Oh, you say you want me to find a good man, and then I said Bishop Jakes could hook me up.
We got to get an app with slide left. I don't know whether you slide left or right or whichever way it is.
That's right.
Hey, Pastor, on a personal note, you know, with your busy schedule, and everything you have doing with the church, the filming, how do you find time for normal things like going to the movies, watching TV? What do you watch on TV? What's your favorite TV show?
I don't watch a lot of television. I watch the news almost incessantly, and I do it because I'm often interviewed and I need to have ready answers and be abreast of what's going on in the world today. I do get out to watch movies from time to time because we produce films, and producing films changes how you watch a film. I don't watch a lot of television anymore because I read quite a bit, and I'm trying to keep up. But, you did strike a nerve because I think one of the most difficult things to do in my life, because of the many demands on my life, is to balance my life where I'm not always on duty, whether on stage or meeting with film directors or looking at scripts and that sort of thing, or preaching or ministering or doing funerals. That kind of heavy emotional strain requires balance. One of the ways that I balance my life is I like to swim, and the getting in the water makes me relax a little bit. So, and it's hot in Dallas anyway, so that's one of the ways that I get to do it.
Pastor Jakes, people say black folks don't swim, so you don't say something that caught my attention today.
Yeah, that blew me.
It's just the women that don't swim. You all don't like to mess up your hair, but I don't have any hair, so I don't have that kind of problem.
Now, Pastor, you said something that caught my attention, and you said
I did want to mention something. You had said something earlier about the women's conference, and I wanted to clear up something. This is a little bit different from my normal Woman Hour Loose conference. It's a master class, and we've never done that before. We're stepping into another arena, and I think I chose to do it because of the book that I wrote, Soar, dealing with entrepreneurs, really made me aware of how many people, and women in particular, are moving into leadership roles, both in the church and in the secular realm. And it's more of a mentoring type thing than the normal Woman Hour Loose event. We're going to have service. I mean, there are going to be great speakers there, ranging from Cheryl Brady to Juanita Bynum, Joanne Browning, and a whole lot of my daughter, Sarah, is going to be ministering, so many more. But we're also having CEOs, like we've got the first black female CEO over the Mavericks. There's never been a female CEO over the Mavericks, talking about how to work in a world full of men. We've got a CEO from Facebook that's going to be there. We've got Nelly Galan, who's a Latina that started Telemundo, came here with nothing and ended up running Telemundo. We've got some very, very interesting people, including a Nigerian lady, Felon Rusha Alekaja. And Mrs. Alekaja is the richest black woman in the world. She's a billionaire. She's been on the cover of Forbes magazine. She's also a minister, and she's going to be talking to us as well. So it's going to be a little different from Woman Hour Loose. I wanted to make sure your audience understood that. October 18th through the 20th, it's an opportunity for women to sharpen their skills, both in the faith and in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm. You have some Texas girls that are going to be there, too. We know your daughter, Sarah Jakes, is going to be there, and Ivy McGregor, who runs the Be Good Foundation, right?
Yes. We just announced Tami is going to be there. We're excited about that. She works with Beyonce and handles some of her business affairs. She's going to be there as well. All of these women are bosses in their own right, in their own world, with huge responsibilities, but they're also women. Many of them are mothers, and they're all women of faith. And I think it's a very unique opportunity because when you're a woman of faith and you're working in a business arena, there are different challenges that confront you as you attempt to be true to your vows and true to your faith and true to your core, but yet you want to be exceptional in business and really get down to business and handle things in a world that has moved aside and opened up a door for women like we have never seen before, particularly women of color, black and brown, going into business more readily than any other people group in the country, but they lack mentorship, and so that's what we're trying to provide.
Well, Pastor, where can the audience go buy tickets and get more information about the conference?
They can go to WTAL.org and get more information about the conference. They can dial 1-800-BISHOP-2 to register. It will be limited seating. We're going to keep it at the Potter's House. We're locking off at 10,000 women, and we're already half filled already, and it's not till October.
Wow.
So they shouldn't procrastinate. If they want a seat, they should hurry up and get in on it. And I'm really making a special appeal for women who are really serious about not just having a good time. We're going to have a great time. That's undoubtedly true. But women who are also serious about getting a chance to eavesdrop in conversations with women who are doing effective things in the world, networking, cross-pollinating, exchanging ideas, growing yourself spiritually and economically.
Very nice. Well, Pastor T.D. Jakes, we want to thank you for being a part of the show today. We are really excited. Women Thou Art Loose Masterclass. I can't wait. I'm going to get my tickets this weekend. I got to wait till payday. Wait till Al pays me on Friday. And I definitely want to be there. I don't want to miss out on that at all. And I need to roll up to we need to roll up to Dallas.
We do.
And go see Pastor Jakes at the Potter's House.
You should. Come on, you got a personal invitation.
Definitely. We're gonna take advantage of that.
All right, Pastor
Please
Jakes,
do.
we appreciate you. You have a great day.
God bless you. You all take care. Thanks for having me.
We're at that segment we call Perrier Darling. Perrier, how you doing?
Obviously intoxicated.
Okay.
It's been an early morning, and the lyrics in this song in particular are not helping me. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
And JJ?
I am doing well, thank you.
Tammy, darling?
I'm fine, Perrier.
And Raheem?
Hello, my friend. Hello.
I love how Raheem gets an accent too. Perrier. It's
Hello, my
so
friend.
phenomenal.
Hello.
It's so phenomenal.
Well, my question is, what accent is
what accent is
What
it?
accent is it? It's something, but it ain't his voice.
One day he sounds like he was in Dubai. One day he sounds like he's in.
That's Jamaican. That's a Jamaican accent.
It's like Hindustanese or something.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Anyway, Perrier, you want to introduce your segment here?
Oh my God. One of my favorite artists is on today, featuring 21 Savage. The name of this is Young Thug. Oh my.
Oh my. Oh my.
Now,
That's right.
I would like to point out that the evolution of the word whoa in the song, now we've abbreviated whoa.
Gosh.
Now it's wah.
Wow.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
he was saying that. You didn't.
Okay.
So it's not like Black Rob. Like when he said whoa, you had to it was like whoa.
Whoa.
Now it's just,
Wah.
gosh, we abbreviate everything.
Yes, maybe one day trap music will just be
Tra.
I don't know. Here, the young man says. Now, I'm learning to extend myself outside of my perspective because there are just some things I don't necessarily understand here. He says, I put ice on my kids. Wah. Wah. Yes, I don't know why you would do that. I don't.
Ice on his kid. Oh, them kids down there, the ones where you got like blue balls.
No, JJ.
Okay, no.
What? I don't know.
In a grown.
What kind of?
Because man,
kind of-
JJ.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Jesus
missed it on
Christ.
that one.
What kind
He's
of
saying-
50 shades of separation are you into?
He's saying he puts
Jesus
diamonds on his children.
Yes, on his children.
Yeah.
On his jewels.
Oh, okay.
And a grown man wouldn't reference those as kids. I hope
Right?
I don't
Talking about
understand.
his
Some
bars.
people say they drop their kids off at the pool. I don't know. I'm confused when we talk about kids, if it really means kids or if it means crap. Okay?
Are you speaking about his bull?
Now he's from England.
I can't with y'all.
He goes on, he says, I put red in my drink. Wow.
Whoa.
That is another codeine reference. Yes, that is another.
So codeine isn't purple.
Not all of it, no. And in fact, some
know these
forms of it are. Maybe that's too much information for this segment, but we'll talk about it later. He says ACT, which is another codeine reference, got here with my medicine. Did you get that?
No, but it's okay.
And the drink arrived the drink arrived with his prescription because it is prescription.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How do you know the red wasn't like a Crystal Light or something, though?
What black men do you know that drink Crystal Light? Exactly. Okay. Moving on. He said, Ninja Pop Drip, we wet. Wah. You still having? Are you handling the wah?
Yeah.
Thank you. Right. Ninja Pop Drip, we wet. Wah. Now he's speaking of his swag, sauce, like Cardi B, drip, drip.
Okay, I mean, I get that.
Okay,
I got that part.
Man, I got some ice on my ankle.
He wears.
Wah.
Now here we go again.
But now this is the same gentleman that dropped Jeffrey in a wedding dress. So him having on a diamond anklet.
Anklets.
So he wears
he's
ankle
wearing
bracelets.
anklets, my good man. I don't know where they do that.
Wearing an anklet. Or is it a bracelet for checking in? Perhaps.
Why?
He has small ankles.
Why is Harry Potter on the phone right now?
I've seen the ankle monitor, and it is not iced out. Now, if he's went so far to ice out an ankle monitor, obviously there are some priorities that are out of order. I mean, my goodness. F around.
Ankles are so frail.
Yeah, they are.
He is a frail gentleman.
His ankles are frail.
So maybe it's a bracelet on his ankle.
He's Italian now. Is that the Italian Raheem?
I can't with you, Raheem.
We just gonna travel the world with Raheem.
It's a frail little guy.
Then he says, F around, gone head sledding.
What?
Thank you. Hit that.
That was good.
Are you a co-writer of this song?
That was good. Okay. That was original.
Well, he's basically making another diamond reference that he had so many diamonds, ice, that he could go sledding.
What?
Shouts out again to the 313 in Detroit. Now,
Santa Claus.
Santa. I'm done.
Then he says, LA smoke in my chest.
What?
Surely we can all relate to this. LA's, especially from the first time we went to LA. I'm sure you can do the sound. Do the sound.
What?
Is that the sound you did in LA?
No.
Lastly, he says he might jeopardize his check, which means he is spending a significant amount of money on ice, drugs, and more drugs.
So, in other words, he did it Mike Jones.
Who? Who?
Anyway, I bid you all adieu. This was fun. I absolutely enjoyed myself, especially traveling with Raheem. Yeah. You never know where we're going to land with that fellow.
Is he there?
Oh, I just take this one. Whoa.
I'm done. Moorhead, the Al Rucker Show. Next, we have Ass of the Week coming up. Ask Al. Nikki Woods goes out front and more. It's the Al Rucker Show.
You want chiclet? Thank you for tuning back into the Al Rucker Show. You Seven the Poet, JJ on the mic, Raheem Devaughn, and Tami Roman. We're at that segment we call Tammy's Take, which happens to be my favorite segment of all time. So, Tami, what are we talking about today?
Groceries.
Wait a minute. Groceries like truffle butter groceries?
No. No. Actual apples, oranges, and wingettes.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait a minute. You know, ever since they...
Oh, Lord.
Lord. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
It's the T, the A, the M, the I, the T, the A, the M, the I. It's Tami. It's Tami. Tami's Take. Kick that knowledge, girl.
Can I ask you a question? I need somebody to explain to me why groceries is so high. I'm trying to tell you right now, I went to the grocery store the other day and I had less than 15 items because I knew I wanted to get in that lane. And when I got up to the register and she rang it up, it came to $182. And I said, wait, hold up. Because I got less than 15 items. And she said, yes, but the 15 items you got, this is what they cost. So groceries is just high. Now, everybody laughed at me. that year and a half that I was on the EBT. But let me tell you something. If somebody got some EBT out there now, I'll handle up on that cash for the card. Let me tell you something right now and get into it. And I know a lot of people wish they had the EBT because the way these... Y'all are supposed to be healthy. It's hard for people to feed families of 3 or more. I don't know how you're doing it. Let me just tell you this, though. If you really want to set it off something proper, we have to encourage these stores like Food for Less, like John's. I don't know what area you live in, but I know you know what I'm talking about, like those type of food places like that, to stop giving us the old stuff. Put some quality merchandise in there at prices that we can afford, and then these big chain stores will be forced to lower their prices. Because I tell you what I know, food is high. I'm Tami Roman, and that's my take.
Yeah.
Tell them, Tami.
I'm saying, did I lie? Where's the lie?
No, you didn't lie.
And then you try to make things last because you don't want to go back to the grocery store. So I eat everything in the cabinet. Nope.
Right.
My daughter, I want some more cereal.
Right.
Nope, you don't. You got at least 3 more bites of them Cheerios. You're going to eat it. And you go to certain stores where they sell the healthier foods, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you can't even afford that. You can't even afford to eat healthy.
No, you can't.
Was
it Sprouts? Is it Sprouts?
Whole Foods or something like
Yeah,
that.
Whole
And
Foods.
Whole Foods has great food, but it's just dang, I got to pay $20 for an orange?
Well,
Exactly.
and this is the thing about the healthy food and organic eating. That food spoils fast.
It does.
It's no,
Yes,
it's going to sit for a minute or I'll get to it later.
Yeah.
You're going to eat healthy. You got to eat it. Don't overbuy because you're going to lose it. You know what I mean?
What do you think about going to the grocery store every day, just getting what you need for the day? Is there some, because a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
and so I'm is there any logic to that?
If you ain't got no time, how do you do that when you're busy all the time?
Well, nowadays you have it to where I know HEB, they deliver to your house. You
a
order,
lot of the grocery stores do now.
Yeah, you can order online now.
Nice.
You can pay Kroger, for example, in Houston. It costs $11 for them to deliver it to your house. I do click list where I go to the store and just pull up, and then they bring them out to me because I don't want to go in.
Yeah, they do that.
Because
now,
spend a whole
And
2
then-
hours in the grocery store.
And then you're also forgetting that a lot of the metropolitan areas are moving into the eat, work, play scenario, where you live there, you work close by, and all of your entertainment is in that center where there may be a store in the first floor of your building. So it's really those kind of situations.
That's convenient too.
Yeah, technology does. But yeah, you order.
I'm
online.
all for convenience, just lower the prices.
No kidding.
Well, I can't cook, so all I eat is almonds and tuna fish.
Autumn. You know what? Let me shut up. So, y'all, Oscar winner Denzel Washington. He's he looked good for 63, by the way. He's partnered up with Boys and Girls Club of America to auction off a trip to Los Angeles for the premiere of his movie, The Equalizer 2. I don't know if y'all saw the trailer.
I love the trailer.
Oh, it looks so good.
I love the first one.
Yeah, the first one was
Yeah, I
good.
like the first one too.
Yeah. So, in exchange for donations, he's making to the organization, all you got to do is make these little donations. He's gonna pull out and see who's gonna be the person that's gonna come and win this trip to LA. So you can go to our website, alruckershow.com. For those of you who are big Denzel fans, you probably already know that he grew up in Boys and Girls Club. And there's been billboards all around the country with his face when he was a little boy. That's so adorable. But I was just curious to know, have any of you guys ever participated in Boys and Girls Club, or was there an organization that really helped to build your character when you were young?
Yeah, I was in the SA Fools.
SA Fools? What?
What's the SA Fools like?
South Acres.
Oh,
SA Fool, Native Houston, Southport.
Okay.
It was a gang, JJ.
Sound like some
Oh, it was a gang.
Oh,
You were
okay.
in a gang.
That sounds like a gang.
Yeah, he was in the gang.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, 7.
Oh, that's what you tell. Oh,
So
but you
I
never
mean,
know.
You totally missed the joke.
Sorry.
Listen.
Yeah, she did.
But what I will say this: my experience with the boys and girls club. You got to. My experience with the boys and girls club. I was working for Hawaiian Punch, and I would pull up in a big ice cream truck and just give it away every day for a few summers. That was my
Really?
summer gig.
Oh, that's pretty good.
What about you?
I was never in boys and girls club or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to count foster care, then that helped me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know one thing about your timeline, Al, I've been doing the math.
What's that?
How was you in foster care and you had a job? Like you always been working, bro.
Well, you got it. Okay.
He been working since he was 6.
Well, no, that's the thing.
6.
You looking at the
EBT card. You can't tell the truth because they gonna ask for their money back.
No. Well, when I was 6, it wasn't the card. It was the books.
The actual
Okay.
paper book.
Yeah.
The purple and the purple ones and the brown ones.
Boy, did you hate pulling that book out at the store?
Well, what I did was my mom used to say, go to the store, and I do it. But then she'd give me some ones, and I go buy my candy or go buy some candy, some Jolly Ranchers, and get the change. And I had the change, so it ain't bothered me none. Because everywhere I lived, everybody had them. So.
Yeah.
Man, I wait till everybody leave the store.
Nah, so you was being bougie. I didn't care.
Real quick, because we have like a minute left. Tami, did you participate in anything like Girl Scouts or anything when you were young?
Girl Scout. I grew up in White Plains, New York, so that's like the suburbs upstate. So we had after-school programs. We had Girl Scouts. So I did all of that type of stuff when I was younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Raheem, what about you?
I did basketball for the Boys and Girls Club, and I had these real uncomfortable, super small shorts. It's just very like it's very traumatizing.
We need pictures.
You gonna talk about it?
We need pictures. All right, guys. Coming up, Ass of the Week, Nikki Woods goes out front. You are listening to the Al Rucker Show.
And we're at that segment called Ask Al, where our listeners send us in letters and ask for our opinion. Who we got today, JJ?
This is Crazy Christina. She says, Dear Al, I've been married to my husband for 8 years. We have 3 kids. He asked me during my first birth to stay home and raise the kids, and he would take care of the bills. My issue is he has a strong sexual appetite that is insane. He wants sex twice a day or more than that on the weekends or when we're out of town. If I tell him I'm tired of dealing with the kids all day, he said, I'm tired from dealing with the kids all day. He says he is going to find him a girlfriend. I don't think that that's funny at all, and it really hurts my feelings.
Aww.
I'm not sure what to do. Help me. Sign Crazy Christina.
Well, I think she's asking the females on this one.
No, she asking you. It say dear Al.
Look at it. They trying to avoid that. They see that you saw that
Yeah,
one, right? They trying to avoid that one.
Go ahead, Al. Go ahead. Let's see what you got to say.
Well, I think if you're married, you can't say no. You can't say no.
Yeah, you can.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, you can.
You can't really say
Yeah, you
no.
can.
You can't really say no, man. She
No
can't say
means no.
no.
Yeah, no mean no.
I don't know. I'm stumped on this one. I mean,
She has options.
what you mean she has options?
She can go get herself a boyfriend.
No.
She can get him.
She says the thing of it is he wants sex, and basically she says she's too tired to have sex.
What she should get him, what I would suggest to her is, sex is a very primitive drive. It's a part of our being. He needs that. I would create a space for him to have as much as that as he wants, or a time where maybe I get the kids, get them away, allow him time in the bedroom, get him a fleshlight, turn on Pornhub, put the soap lotion in reachable places, let him go.
But I don't think he wants to pleasure himself.
Yeah,
he wants it with her.
Yeah, he wants with her. And the thing of it is how she said he has a strong sexual appetite. It's insane.
Twice a day, more on the weekends.
More on the weekend.
And her feelings hurt. But her feelings would be hurt if he didn't want her. So, you got to...
That's what I'm saying. So I'm a little...
Tammy, what you think?
Ladies, help us on this.
I think she just has to go get the KY and, because I understand how twice a day, every day, and more on the weekend, it just be dry down there sometimes. I get it, sis. because you just don't be wanting it. But because he's your husband, and you don't want him to go get a girlfriend, you're just gonna have to handle up on the KY. And
you done killed JJ. You done killed
JJ. Might have to be a
JJ.
color purple.
That's what I'm telling you.
What?
I'm telling you. I think Tammy's right. She has they're married, so you can't. She just.
Did you say color purple?
Maybe.
Yeah, you gotta pull a Steely and just
okay.
let him handle
Here
his
comes the
business.
voice. Here comes the voice of reason. I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Okay, come on, love.
Go ahead. Come on.
Maybe he does need a girlfriend on the side. Maybe she needs a boyfriend who she don't have to have sex with. She can talk to. Just talks, just listens, and
Nah,
yeah,
she don't have time for a boyfriend because she taking care of the kids. All day.
Yeah.
So she don't have time for that. I think at the end of the day, I agree with what Tami just said, but at the same time, maybe they need to have a serious conversation about it. Maybe not twice a day, maybe just once a day at work.
You know what?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Let me take care of you in the morning.
He needs
Go on about
so
your
he
day.
needs to be. So maybe they need a nanny or a situation where he,
He gonna be sleeping with your man.
Yeah, he gonna
That's
sleep
not
with
a good idea.
Well, let me
That's
say
a good
this.
idea.
Ain't no
You know
bid
what?
on
you
that.
gotta pay the cost to be the boss.
Let me try this. After being made aware that intimacy starts in the morning and it's not just sex, the production of intimacy became a problem. So I began to pick and choose when I wanted that. So if she expresses that to him, okay, well, you want this, I need this.
Yeah, this
You
is what
know.
I need in order to get to this place where I can even get in that mind frame.
Right.
This is what I need. And for women, it's different. But I think what Al is saying is there just needs to be that open conversation,
just
and
gotta have
hopefully
a
you can
conversation.
have that. But you need to know what it is that you want and what you need as well, because it sounds like he knows what he wants.
Well, and you're right. And I
They're
think
headed for trouble. They're headed for trouble.
I know, but
These
think
guys are
about
headed
it.
for trouble.
I'm a 7. You ever got you've been in a serious relationship and y'all ain't never had that? Anybody, you've been in a serious relationship and you had that conversation about sex. Like, how often do you need sex? How
Yeah,
often do you
yeah,
have
I
sex?
have with my ex-husband.
Yeah, you just it's just a
Right.
conversation. So I think that's the conversation they need to have. She
Yeah.
needs to have that conversation. Like, hey, I can't do it 15 times in 1 week.
Yeah,
But maybe we can do it 7 times a week.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't say 7. Don't
Yeah,
put
I don't
7 in
have
that
those
conversation.
once a
know.
day. If you say once a
It
day,
just
she gets a
it
break.
just doesn't feel like it should be so scripted. You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I'm
what I'm
saying?
And that's
saying.
what it is.
feels
Like
so
it's
weird.
like the fire has to still be the
Be there.
fire. Like once you know what I mean? It just seems too scripted.
Scripted,
Like
yeah.
where it's like it'll lack it. Then when they into it, it lacks foreplay or emotion or just feel
Well-
like you know what I'm saying. Like if she just taking some lube and just slapping it down
Yeah,
there,
just
like,
slap it up.
okay.
And
Like it's
whatever
an
you
oil-
want.
But Raheem-
another round.
But Raheem,
it's like
if he wants sex this much a week, it ain't the romantic. It ain't romantic.
What I'm saying is I'm being the realist. That's why you have certain people who are in relationships who literally they've committed to this relationship and they just say, you know what, I'm just gonna be unhappy, I'm gonna be miserable. That's why you got certain people who are in relationships where they swing. That's why you got certain people they will use certain terms,
Okay.
open relationship or whatever. At the end
let's
of the
just
day,
be clear.
happiness requires being selfish.
Let's be clear. Girl, you got kids already. He didn't just want to start doing the do.
He been
He
doing.
been this way. So you set yourself up for this.
You
It
should have
sound
known
like-
better,
it
sound like-
Christina.
It sound like it's something deep rooted here for maybe for her. Maybe she's mentally checked out. Because all I'm saying is, if you make time for the things you want and need, you know what I'm saying?
Well, there you have
That's just
it.
it.
Well, there you have it.
That's
Raheem's
it. That's
conversation
it.
for the day.
That's just it. That's
Right,
just
there
it.
you have
know what I'm saying?
it. Drake has a big fat check coming. This is
Oh,
Drake.
light skin alert.
Drake is the first artist to reach 1 billion streams in 1 week.
Man, he did that.
Man,
Yeah.
He did that. He did
That's
that.
huge.
do you think that the drama between him and Pusha T pushed people to
No.
stream it, or you think it's
No,
just
No.
Drake?
It's Drake. It's just Drake.
I was listening to the album, and I got my picks.
So you know what it is?
I cannot.
Let's-
As an artist, musician myself, I cannot tap that deep into my feminine side to make songs like that women like. I just can't.
You make You have a lot of poems that women like, though.
Yeah, but they not like Drake almost sound like he hurting like them. Like he experienced it too.
He sound like he wants a girl to pursue him.
But as far as the phenomenon and the streams, you gotta remember, see, Drake was birthed on the internet, man. That's what people forget. He was birthed on the internet. He was discovered literally through like MySpace and during that era. Like that's how he was discovered. He was introduced through the internet. So with the phenomenon of the internet, it's just the push of a button. Like everybody goes to get that outsourcing. Even our generation now, we get our outsourcing of music or content or news. The first place we go to see what's going on in the world is on our smartphone. So when you one of those artists is birthed on the internet, and it's a handful of them that even like the young brother Estition, right? For example, like he was birthed on the internet. Like you didn't hear his songs on the radio every 5 minutes. Like I can't tell you one of his songs. I can't tell you one of his songs that I heard on mainstream urban, quote unquote, urban radio.
Yeah. It's just different. It's different nowadays.
Yeah, it's a different time.
It's different.
It's a different time. These kids are making. Yeah, these artists are making millions of dollars, without any television play, radio play. They're going straight to the stage and to the internet and viral content, YouTube and stuff of that nature.
Let me ask you this, Tami. You've been in the entertainment business for a number of years. So you didn't start off on the internet. You started off on traditional television. You done radio. You done music. So you've revolved or redone your career to the point where you now are big on the internet. So how did you do that part?
I think it was just the changing of the game and the way things were being introduced to the masses. Mm-hmm. So when I started in 93, there was just TV, the outlet of TV, and social media wasn't even around, Twitter and all that stuff. But as those, that particular social media evolved from Twitter to where you could just talk to, now then it was, Instagram, now you can post pictures. And, every step of that evolution is what makes social media so prevalent right now, to where we have streaming services like Netflix and YouTube and Apple. We're not even going to TV anymore for our content.
Yeah,
it's like that's the new wave, and so I didn't have to do anything because it did it for me.
Okay.
And I will say this, with Drake also. Some of them songs real. Mob Ties. Y'all heard the Mob Ties song?
We know that's real.
I haven't heard that yet.
He says it's too late for all that lovey-dovey, that I'm your brothers. It's too late for all that.
Yeah, I think what impressed me the most with the situation with Drake doing 1 billion streams in 1 week. How many weeks after he dropped his album did Beyonce and Jay-Z drop theirs?
Oh, they dropped theirs before Drake,
right?
I
know, but they didn't even do 1 billion. They didn't even do 1 billion.
I know.
And then for him to come back a couple weeks later.
But Drake had his open, because then Beyonce and Jay are so big on you got to get the title to see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a different.
So you think that stopped them from getting?
I do. Absolutely.
I think they made a fatal mistake with their project in particular. I don't think they should have dropped it. I think they should have did a certain amount of promotion leading up to that. I think it would have helped the sales with that in particular, because it got lost in translation. And here's why: because people were already kind of like pissed off about the fact that, like, okay, we got another tour, but where's the album? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It kind of got lost in translation. It almost felt like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and put this out. There was already hate and brewing in the air that the tickets weren't selling for the show
but also
and stuff of that nature.
Yeah. We got some other things that we got to discuss in just a little bit, guys, and we have Ass of the Week coming up. So don't make a move. We might have to take this conversation and put this up on the gram or something for people to join in. Make sure you hit us up, Al Rucker Show on Instagram. It's the Al Rucker Show.
And we're at the segment we call Ass of the Week. So JJ, what we got going on?
Your cousin.
My cousin.
Your cousin was arrested with 60 pounds of marijuana at the Nashville airport. He claimed, I didn't even know it was in my luggage.
Yeah, that was probably my cousin.
Yeah, so it's so funny because the article I was reading, it said not even Febreze could mask this man's alleged attempt to smuggle.
Why? Wow.
That was kind of cute, right? To smuggle nearly 60 pounds of marijuana.
Wow.
So, of course, he was arrested. He was charged with trafficking this heavy load into Music City Air Hub in Los Angeles. So, police were given a tip about, this guy. The K9 came in, discovered the stash. And first of all, the plane, they said that the passengers on the plane were claiming that the cabin was smoke filled. Like, like there was smoke in the cabin. What? And he was, of course, had like almost $3,000 of cash on him. So then that kind of makes you feel like either you cashed your whole check.
Wow.
Or
he is an idiot.
Yeah, but
I got a different theory for you.
Okay.
Maybe he wanted to get caught.
For what, fool?
A distraction.
Because that 60. What you say? How many pounds was it?
60
pounds.
To let 600 pounds through.
Let's just say that 60 might have got him another, like he said, like Seven said, a 600 like through.
Because people were focused on him. Is that what you're saying?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Anybody
knowing
You don't need to put 60 on you though. That's a lot of time.
It happens all the time. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, come on, like, you can't be that stupid.
It's all kind of complication here, and this is one thing.
It's more to it.
Everybody that has any street credibility or history, no, you don't do that at the airport. Something was up with that. Everybody knows.
Unless that was just a total distraction. To get a whole.
This is good. This is like
and watch this
a
here.
movie.
Watch this here, JJ. It says that the phone call came out of L.A. to Nashville.
Yeah.
Which, guess what? Nashville gonna have to find and fight that because it's not illegal in L.A.
Well,
that's why
it's illegal in Nashville.
But you showed up in Nashville, fool, with 60 pounds.
Yeah.
60 pounds.
It's gonna be an argument. Watch this here.
We about to have an argument.
my car is manufactured in Detroit. Showroom flow. The 10th level in Texas, my car is illegal.
Yeah, you will get a ticket
if
you go to LA. If you go to another city,
I beat the ticket because that's how I bought the car.
That fool ain't beating 60 pounds of marijuana, fool. You trying to be his 30?
If he was coming to LA, but he was going to a state where it's not legal. I mean, that even happened with Snoop. Like, it was legal, here for medicinal in LA for a long time, and he went to New York. And, they were like, well, it's not legal here. It happened to Robin Thicke as well. He was arrested and detained. I mean, if you're going somewhere that it's not legal, you're going to get in trouble. They don't care about your prescription and none of that.
They're not trying to give people benefit of the doubt, because look at how many rappers have been arrested who have had guns on them. Like, oh, I didn't know.
Did you post a bond?
But who walks around with 60 pounds of marijuana?
So, what else was in your luggage? Did you have anything else in your luggage?
Yeah, he said, who walks around?
You can't even do that no more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh gosh. Well, that's your ass of the week. Before we get on out of here, I want to know what you guys have coming up. Y'all want to talk about anything you guys have on the way?
I ain't got nothing.
You do. Ooh, that's a lie.
I ain't got nothing.
I got more stuff than a little bit.
No, Tami got it. You doing what you doing? She looked at me like, don't say. She looked at me like, don't say.
What?
Don't say it.
Don't
Don't say
say
it.
What Seven got going?
Yeah, okay. What you got
on?
going, Seven?
What y'all got?
I am on the Teachers Only tour. This week we're thank you. This week we're in Biloxi, and it's about to be back to school time. I officially trademarked my brand, so
Nice. Very good.
I'm excited.
What goes on with the tour? Like,
Okay, so as in every profession, there's a language you speak. The people on the tour are all comedians who have or still are teachers.
oh, that's dope.
So the comedy and jargon used is something that only teachers
can
and
relate to.
teaching is such a noble profession.
Yeah.
We don't release and curse and say what we really feel.
Yeah. Oh, so this is good.
I'm the only poet on the show. So when I come out, I rock. I'm doing so much in merch, they can't give me the cash. We don't have that enough. We don't have that much cash available, sir. We're going to have to send you a check. Yeah, I'm live out here, man.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
love it.
Well, just so y'all know, my book is out. It's the pre-sale is out for my book. Okay.
That's what's up.
I'm excited about it because it's called Respect My Crown. It's a 30-day affirmation journal. So you have a chance. It's for the ladies. You have a chance to take 30 days and go through, answer some of the questions that I think are helping people to have a better understanding of self-love.
Al, you ought to drop a book called "Heavy Is the Head."
No, I actually do. I actually do have another book coming out. So this will be my 9th book for this year. It'll be out.
Hey.
Well, no, if she, you know what, I'll do it then.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Knowledge is power. It'll be out. It'll be out in October.
That's awesome.
Respect my crown.
Yeah.
Heavy is the head. I'm gonna do it. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Do it. Do it. Raheem, where are you at getting your coins this week?
We got some shows coming up. Follow me on the social media to figure out where I'll be. The new single, of course, is out. Don't Come Easy. The video is out. So follow me on YouTube, the YouTube channel, official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Raheem Devaughn, and just stay tuned. It's a lot more headed the way.
If I subscribe to your page, you gonna subscribe to mine?
No, but
see what I'm saying?
He's being honest.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's okay. Be honest. Be honest.
you
I'm about
sound
to
like one
unfollow
of them
him.
internet rappers.
I'm about to
Sound
unfollow
like one of
him.
those internet
I'm about to
rappers.
unfollow you on Instagram.
Nah, but yeah, of course. Why not? You follow me, I'll follow you, babe. Follow for a follow,
There
you
it
go.
is. All right, y'all. Well, we ready to get out of here?
We're ready to get out of here. So we all say
thanks
goodbye.
again to TD Jakes, too, for being a part of the show today.
Yeah.
Oh my
TD.
God, that was amazing.
Yes. Thanks, Jakes.
Thank you guys. Have a good day.
The Al Rucker Show.